Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Hearts of Iron 4, where I'm about to sneeze. Nope, no sneeze. And we are playing Kaiserreich as the Empire Kingdom, even, of Finland. In the previous session, we did fight the Russians to defeat for them, and we managed to take a bunch of territories, particularly here in the north. Then in the south, the Commune of France looked like they were in serious danger of capitulating the German Empire. So we have shifted all of our forces from the Russian front down here to the south, where we are now working to try and stabilize things down here. What is my division template again? Oh yeah, this looks familiar. Jolly good. Okay, so you want to send me some guns? Yes, please do. Non-aggression with the Hungarians, non-aggression with Serbians, and we have some free dockyards, which I think we're just going to put into building more subs. And we'll put those into the training fleet as well. Okay, cool. And the training fleet is still just training people up. Submarine fleets have taken a bit of a whooping here in the English Channel, where there are a lot of enemy ships. Okay. I think I'm going to leave them there for now, because there's also a lot of convoys coming through here, because we know that the English are sending them a lot of assistance. The other thing that I wanted to say is I was involved in the 3-day war earlier. So if you have any questions about what was going on in that, then please do let me know. Obviously, I had my focus on other things. It's extremely difficult to focus on chat interaction and also in-game interaction, especially now that we have the German behemoth bearing down upon us. I was doing my best, but it is really, really difficult. But now I'm slightly more relaxed, slightly more chilled out, and should be able to answer any questions. So if you did have any questions or want to know why on earth I was doing certain things, then please do let me know. Out of interest for Hearts of Iron, will I ever do a Super Imperialist Britain playthrough? Probably not, because I'm completely pissed off with Britain and the state of Britain right now, so no. I mean, that's not a no, I'll never do it, but right now with Brexit and everything, just no. Okay, so we are fighting the French back again, and I think we can basically just go continue. Carry on. Keep doing your thing. What are the factions in the 3-day war? So it's the French-Iberian Alliance, which is myself in Spain. We have Feedback Gaming in France, and then Cramium in... oh, there it is. Portugal. Then there is Germany, the Central Powers, Germany, Poland and Hungary, led by Prussian Prince, I think is the German faction. I don't know all of the players, unfortunately. Then we've got the Northern Lights, which is the UK, led by Florriworry, Sweden and Finland. And then there's the Mediterranean Alliance, no, the Mediterranean Madmen, we're the Alliance, they're the Madmen, which is Italy, Yugoslavia and Greece. Not actually sure who leads the Italian group. Don't know. Given that France was going communist, why did I decide to go nationalist and not republic? Because he wasn't going to go communist initially. He was going to stay democratic. And the whole faction system completely threw us. So I ran some test games yesterday, before this whole thing happened, and I was able to get into an alliance, and I was able to do, like, they were able to join the war and stuff like that. And then, because we were in the same faction, they weren't able to join the war for some reason, nor were they able to send volunteers, nor were they able to lend lease, which completely screwed our plans for fighting the Civil War. And the reason why I stayed nationalist mostly is simply because all of my test games I was playing as the nationalist, and I just had the most experience. Huzzah! Darkfighter, thank you very much for the subscription. Appreciate that. 6 months now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The other thing with the faction thing is we had no idea I wouldn't be able to rejoin, because they kicked me so that they could do the lend-lease, volunteers, etc. And then we didn't realise that we couldn't rejoin. So we've been in touch with Paradox developers because this was not intended. They were supposed to be able to help me during the Civil War. And they're going to fiddle the save, so I'm back into the faction tomorrow. That's why we stopped the stream early, because Germany declared war on France and they would have just flattened France without any assistance. Like, I'm supposed to be the second most powerful in that faction. Without Spanish assistance, there's not a chance. Why are the Central Powers the only ones with 3 trees? It's just the way they balanced it. I don't think they did the best job with the Central Power balance. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it would have been better for us to be France, Spain and the Netherlands, but then Germany can flatten the Netherlands, as we saw. I'm surprised the Central Powers got Poland. I think Central Powers should have been something like Germany, Hungary, Denmark possibly, Netherlands possibly. Yugoslavia, Greece and Italy I think is fine. Northern Lights I think is okay. The UK, Sweden and Finland. But yeah, Central Powers, particularly having Germany and Poland together. But don't want to say too much about this, but the Germans have definitely drawn a massive target on their back now. Is Portugal fighting back? Portugal hasn't had a chance to do very much because their economy still sucks. So one reason my economy's had a real boost compared to the others is the Civil War. So one of the things that we were discussing at the beginning of that session is whether I should try to avoid the Civil War or not. It is possible, you can do it, but only if you go fascist. So that was another reason I was like going fascist to the nationalist, because that's how I've been practicing that. However, in every single one of my test games, I failed to avoid it. So going into this one, we were like, okay, this is clearly an extremely unreliable system, so I'm not going to try and avoid it, and instead I'm going to save up political points to get, or political power to get war economy as soon as possible, and then we're just going to end the Civil War. Which I did. I got war economy extremely early, started mass producing my factories and everything, which is why my industry was so much better than that of the Republicans. And then I couldn't get any assistance, so I was like, okay, I'm going to have to sit back and play this very defensively until I can get my industry online and then simply outproduce them and also out-attrition them. This is against the AI. I know they throw themselves at me like fairly stupidly. So we kind of had to completely change gears midway through the actual session. And then with Germany being as aggressive as it was, I don't think Feedback was expecting Germany to be on his borders in early 1937. I don't think anyone was. Even the commentators were surprised by that one. So that was kind of mad. Is Portugal fighting back? Portugal is fighting back surprisingly well. They've got a lot of the Entente troops here, I think, because Portugal is in the Entente, and they've held here a really long time. Hopefully, they can continue that. That would be nice. Romania rather than Poland would have been more reasonable. Yeah, Germany, Romania and Hungary probably would have been better. I'm still expecting the Soviet Union to cause problems. So the Soviets are probably going to go after Finland, which is going to screw up Britain, Sweden and Finland. And then almost certainly reverse Barbarossa. Although Germany is really unlikely to declare war on the Soviets while they're fighting us. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Huzzah! Slinky Gustavo, thank you very much for the resubscription. 5 months. Ooh, a button to hit. It's a good button. And I lost another submarine. Yeah, we are losing a lot of subs here. So one of the things that I think I would like to do is take a look at my submarine templates, because we have a fair amount of points now. Now, do I have snorkels? No. So that's going to be a technology I still need to research. That one. Okie dokie. We can do that. Oh, hold on. Except we have 100% speed on getting a new ship. Huzzah! So I should probably go for the advanced submarine hulls and then snorkels. Horned Panda coming in 21 months. Crikey, thank you very, very much for that support. Appreciate that. Nice to catch you live. Good to see you as well. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Alright, so how are we feeling about a little bit of an assault? Not that great. Formation flying, so that is my Air Force improvements. And now I am going to switch to doing submarines. 35 days, not too shabby. Huzzah! Hexdex also coming in with a 5-month free subscription. Thank you very much for that too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Prussian made a mistake by taking Austria from Hungary. If they played it right, they really could have been the strongest alliance in the game. I suspect that's because Prussian is known to be one of the best players, apparently, of Hearts of Iron. So his allies were feeding him purposefully, just to big him up in that way. That's just hearsay, but that's what we suspect. Turku shipyard in the VL Humu. So we've got the new fighters. We cannot get the next fighter yet, so now we're going to switch you to air doctrines, as soon as I remember where on earth those are. And we're going to switch production to the new fighters and a new focus. So shipyards at Turku's down here. So now we could do coastal fortifications, but I don't really see the point in that. I'm not going to bother with that either. I think we're going to do naval production, which is something I really need to do tomorrow as well. I need to remember that this focus exists for reasons. What's going on? I was getting my ass handed to you in Stellaris and gearing up for a last stand. This sounded much more enjoyable. Are you talking about the 3-day war earlier? Not doing the air focuses. Yeah, we are. Oh, air focus. Focuses! In fact, you're not wrong. We probably should. White Air Force gives us experience. Research bonus to ground support. Air doctrines. Doctrine, research speed, and ace generation. And then Kingdom of Finland's request the purchase of aeroplanes. You know what? Yes, I think we will do that actually. That's a good call. Socialist Republic of Iran has joined the Asian Socialist Society. The Asian Socialist Society Union. That's a new faction. They're not in the Third Internationale. Interesting. Okay. And now we can modify our government once more. Are there any other fighters that we want to get? We're not really working on cruisers. Nor are we really working on either of those. Nor those. I guess we'll get a Chief of Staff. Commandos for Special Forces. Attack, defense, and capacity. Another 10 max entrenchment. 10 division organization could be really strong. Or the artillery, attack, and defense. I mean, we are very heavily into the artillery right now, so I think we're going to do this. And these French units are mostly just infantry. Yeah, so long as we play this like really carefully, we can make some progress here. And do probably some pretty nasty damage thanks to the crazy amount of soft damage that we do. Let's go and push them back a bit more. Did we have full planning preparation? That was another thing to check. Yes, we do. Cool. And this is my attacking commander, so we're pretty good at it. That's probably the rest of my subs dead. Yep, so our entire submarine fleet is now dead. Cool. Good to know. Can we see your unit composition? You mean the templates? Iran is declared war on the Dominion of India. So Persia is now fighting against the Entente. Interesting. So my template is currently this. Loads and loads of big bangs, couple of infantry, field hospitals, engineers and recon. Never seen the Asian Socialist Union before, and I've got 1,000 hours in Kaiserreich. I've not seen that one either. New to me. So how are the Entente doing here in Italy? I know they were kicking the living daylights out of the Socialist Italy, and they could get a cut-off here. Although I suspect that the Socialists have got that area defended to the upteenth level. Crazy amount of defences, most likely. Saudi Arabia took 2 states. So a naval view. I do need to be a little bit careful about losing strength, because any manpower lost I cannot replace. Oh, in fact I have 0 manpower. That means I can't actually put any submarines out. This is a problem. Especially because I'm already on service by requirement. So I really cannot afford to do this. Even though I would absolutely love to be able to take Essen, Dusseldorf and Frankfurt. That's a lot of industry. You know what, let's keep on fighting until we take those industries back. These 2 will take. Oh, and also Frankfurt. Okay, good. And we do have things set to be super careful because I don't want to lose too much. Did the Entente get pushed out of Italy? No, they're still there. It was just that this is kind of being the bulwark, and the Italians are pushed from outside of Austria. And in fact, all of these forts, they've pushed through them, so they're in. They've broken through into Socialist Italy. I think part of the problem is simply how badly Germany is done. Yeah, I know I could delete a division or 2. The problem is I already only have 21. We are rather limited in the number of divisions that we can even use. Anyway, we just got our more advanced submarines, so we're going to deploy precisely 1 more of each of those. And then we are going to design a new type. The Advanced Submarine Mark 1, which we're actually going to upgrade. So you are now obsolete, and this is the new kid on the block. So we've got torpedoes, got sonar. I think we are going to double down on the torpedo production here. Oops, this is not going to be advanced submarines. This is going to be the what now? The Lacunias, which actually sounds suitably Finnish. Laconia. Six, which is the actual name. Okay, cool. And then I would love to start building those. Thank you ever so much. And we will have those in training too. New technology. We are going to find out what on earth a snorkel is. And I will spend the naval power on it. Even if I may regret that when it comes to putting snorkels on my submarines. Middle Africa's cancelled the Lend-Lease. We do have a couple more being offered. Too many. Those are acceptable. Come on, take Essen. I know you can. And Frankfurt, though Frankfurt looks to be rather more difficult. And there it is. Essen has fallen. And now they're trying to retake it, and we appear to be trying to cross that river. Let's not do that. Although I will have all of you attempting to assist the assault on Frankfurt now. Looks like Germany is slowly taking Bavaria back, yeah, thankfully. Now the pressure has been relieved from Germany, this has become a lot easier. And apparently we had enough manpower there to actually produce those submarines. We're going to need to buy some more steel, which is fine. Buy from Germany, see if this helps them get off their feet. And we have 2 more units to deploy. Excellent. But they will need to drill. And then we'll be up to 23. Wow, this is really chugging a bit. Why are we chugging so much, computer? No idea. Weird. Played to West Africa recently. My final move was to delete the entire army and navy, just use the air force and nukes to support the Germans. Don't recommend trying to play to West Africa, you have almost no manpower. Okay. Speaking of air force, do I have one? Because we've started researching aeroplanes and stuff, but I don't think we've actually got an air force. Not that we would have the manpower to use aeroplanes anyway. What I should probably do is lend lease my entire fighter production to Germany. Not to Germany, they have no manpower. Austria? Austria, oh, they're on scraping the barrel? Really? Like, nobody is going to have manpower here. This is kind of brutal and crazy. How much has each side lost? We've lost 11 million. And they've lost 5. We still have about 12 million in the field. Socialist Republic of Italy did already capitulate once, so that is all land that they've taken back. I suspect the Entente must be running short too, because they've been fighting this war for a long time. Victory ships. Yep, extensive conscription on Canada. French Republic actually still has some. They're doing okay. Australasia still has a bit. Dominion of India. India has loads. Unsurprisingly, it's India. I guess your computer is chugging another mug of mead. I like it. And it looks like Germany has pretty much abandoned this front. Again. I don't know why the AI keeps on doing this recently. But they do it a lot. They'll abandon an entire front. So I'm the only reason that the French haven't just pushed across the Rhine again. There's the White Air Force. Let's get the next one. Aerial reconnaissance or ground support? I think probably ground support because we haven't actually researched any of those yet. If it were another cup of tea, it would be improving the performance. Meanwhile, what's Sweden and the Ukraine doing? Well, not a whole lot of anything, really. Turkestan's massing troops on the border. Oh, Ottomans did become Turkey after their defeat. It just took them a while. And now they're back to the generic focus tree. You know what? That game, the 3-day war, playing as Spain, first time I've ever used the neutral focus tree. Never used it before. Like, I've had to learn the whole thing. Like, of all the countries they could have put me in, why Spain? Why Spain? Ukraine should have a bunch of manpower. You would think so, but the Ukraine's also been hit pretty hard in the wars. Oh yeah, they have about 1 million. So really what we need is for the Ukraine and... Actually, well, Poland's on scraping the barrel. See, if it's this situation, I kind of wish they would go backwards in manpower law and revoke it. Looks like the Germans are launching an all-out assault on every single province again. That's fine. You're allowed to do that. Quite a disadvantage there with France as your partner. Well, France has actually been a pretty good partner. The real disadvantage has been the fact that I can't do anything with my allies. Because of the way the volunteers and Lend-Lease has worked. I'm kind of glad that Germany showed up at all. But then again, that's also given Germany a big advantage because it's just a way for them to earn more experience. Like, I know it was a double-edged sword. Convoy interdiction. I was waiting for the pop-up. Let's get the unrestricted submarine warfare. Work on that. And how are the navies looking? We've now got 8 submarines in training. That's all of you lot. Let's do a new theatre. Not a new theatre. New task force. And then I wanted to do this. This. And all of you commanded by Submarine Commander, who has apparently become really good at fleet coordination and really bad at actually shooting stuff with submarine torpedoes. Fleet coordination is like the least useful thing. I'm going to put you in charge just to see what we can get, and then the convoys are going to be commanded by this guy. See if you have any more success as a submarine commander than the other ones have had. And you are going to go convoy raiding. We'll do it in the North Sea. Make sure those are turned on, and make sure that you do this carefully. And we're going to set you up for the submarine template. There we go. Let's get you some experience and see what you can do for us. I mean, the 1 year no declaration prevented France from attacking early when Germany was weak. True. But I do still like that rule, otherwise Germany just becomes a non-factor. I mean, I'm looking forward to the fight. I do enjoy a good defensive battle, and that's going to be an incredible defensive fight. And we're really going to see player skill coming through, I think. Even though I have only got 8 divisions, one of which is cavalry. But my other 7 are good, and Feedback has got a lot of divisions. We do outnumber the Germans. I don't know if we do in terms of deployed manpower, but in terms of divisions deployed, we do. And Poland is still fighting against Romania. Okay, so I'm going to entrust the fact that you have taken that area, and we're going to move our forces here. The intention of taking those. As long as you can hold out, the other alliances might bail you out. I mean, that's what we're kind of hoping for. It should be a really good game. I'm very much looking forward to getting back into that one. And for those of you who don't know what on earth I'm talking about, this is the 3-day war, which is the official Paradox-hosted Hearts of Iron 4 streaming event that I was part of earlier. And it's going to be kicking off again tomorrow at 6 PM British Summer Time for part 2. And then finally on Tuesday at 6:15 British Summer Time. So every day is slightly later. 5:30 today, 6 PM tomorrow, 6 to 15 on Tuesday. And it should be really, really good. I'm super excited for that. Oh yeah, and the EU4 game was last night. Thank you everyone who showed up for that one. That was a really good stream. I had a lot of fun. It was really good. It was a good show, I believe. And I believe that we hit 4,900 viewers on Steam. We might have hit 5,000, I'm not sure about that one. Good evening. I see it right. Germany was invaded by France and Finland is fighting to push them back. This historical incorrectness seems funny. Sorry for my bad English. No worries, Whipper Styler. Welcome to the stream. Wasn't bad, I could read it. It's usually a good sign. Okay, so some of you guys really are lacking troops. Yeah, that is manpower. Can't deploy either of those.